Well, hello everybody, how you guys doing? I know this video may be a little bit confusing because this channel was supposed to be in Spanish and now I'm actually making a video in English. So I know this video may be a little bit confusing to some people because most of my friends only talk to me in Spanish and I talk to them in Spanish, not in English. And I know this video maybe, I don't know, like it came out of nowhere, but it's not that it came out of nowhere. I was like thinking about this topic some weeks ago and I wanted to share this in this channel, and I thought maybe the best proof that I have that I was able to learn a language by my own method is me speaking the language I'm claiming I learned by myself. First of all, my phone camera stopped working. I don't know why, and I didn't know what to do exactly because my other phone camera quality isn't that good, and maybe this looks kind of like aesthetic. I don't know. You know, like it's more like I'm actually making like a video call maybe with the people I'm talking to. So yeah, it makes it more like a podcast maybe. I always wanted to have a podcast or anything because I like to talk. Okay, well that's it. Well, this thought, came up to me some weeks ago and I was like, oh my god, the best language learners by excellence are babies. Babies came out of the womb not knowing anything, not knowing like a single word. They just know how to cry, they just know how to scream, but they don't know how to speak languages. They don't know it. They don't know how to do it. They learn. And mostly they learn by assimilating the context, every single word, every single information they can. I was thinking, well, maybe we're like just getting confused about all this grammar stuff, all this, accent thing. When we should go to the start point of this. That is when we are babies. That's when we don't know nothing. And then suddenly we know something. And then it's like a journey that we go like step by step. And then out of nowhere, we know a language. We know how to speak a language. And honestly, I was thinking about it because you're hearing my accent, right? It sounds like American, but I'm not from the United States. I don't have any friends that are from the United States. I don't have any relatives that lived in the United States. I've never been there, and it's weird to me that I have such a good accent. To me, it came out of nowhere too. It's like, I don't know why I have this accent, but I have it, and that's the thing. I don't know why I got it. And I was thinking, well, babies don't have accents. They may have the accent, their parents' accent, but they don't have like an accent. Do I explain myself? Like, they don't have like another accent. They just speak like a native because they are natives. I don't know why I'm getting into this discussion. This is not part of the video, or this is not part of the original idea that I had. But yeah. And the thing here, first of all, learning like babies. First step, babies don't judge. They don't think bad about other people's accent. They just do their own thing and they learn. So first of all, I think we should learn like babies because babies, they don't judge, or they don't even know they're being judged if they're being judged. And that's really awesome because most of the times we paralyze our language learning journey because we get afraid of making mistakes, of making mostly grammar mistakes. That's normal. You're learning a new thing. You're learning new information. How are you not supposed to not make mistakes, And the thing about babies is that they don't even know they're making mistakes if they're making mistakes. They just talk and that's it. I think we should learn with that and, not care about it. If you're learning, it's okay to make mistakes, and if you're learning, it's good to make mistakes because since you're making a mistake, you can learn with that mistake. Also, another thing, accents. I know a lot of people that don't speak, mostly in public, because they have their own accent. And because they don't want to show their accent, they don't talk, or they don't speak that language with other people or in public. And honestly, I think that having an accent is the most beautiful thing you could ever have, because it shows that you're learning a language. And you're learning and you're speaking a language that's not your native language. I've always got this perception from people that I didn't know the languages. I know because I speak them really well. You know, when I was with my Hispanic friends, they wouldn't believe that I know how to speak Portuguese because I speak Spanish too well. So I don't know, they wouldn't believe I speak Portuguese. And when I speak Portuguese or Spanish, you know, like native, they don't think I speak English so well. And I'm not trying to brag myself here, but I know I can speak English fluently. And I'm happy about it, and I'm proud of myself, because I'm not a native, and that's really awesome, you know, and I'm really proud of it. But I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And that's it. And yeah, like, you know, having an accent is really beautiful. I'm really sad I don't have an accent. You know, that's from my country. I'm Brazilian and I don't have an accent, but I wish I had, maybe. I don't know, because the most important thing when learning a language is to communicate your thoughts. It doesn't matter how you do it, or not how you do it, but it doesn't matter like the quality of your pronunciation, if it's fair enough understandable. But I don't know, I think it's beautiful. I think the most important thing is being able to communicate. An accent is just like a secondary thing that we shouldn't worry much about. And that's the thing about not judging and not caring about being judged, because babies don't even realize they're being judged. We talk about their heads, we talk about the fact they can't say properly, you know, without help, but they don't even know we're talking about them, you know? So yeah. Second part of learning like babies is that babies don't learn grammar. Babies don't know what a subject is. Babies don't know what an adjective is. They don't know what I don't know, subject, verb, object, structure is. They don't know that. They just assimilate everything. Of course, they kind of get the idea of what a subject is. You know, what a substance is. But they don't have a concept. They don't go like, yes, mommy, a subject is blah, 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 blah. No, they just know what that is about. And, you know, babies don't know grammar. Why we should learn grammar? Of course, like, I know I'm being incoherent here because I know a lot of Spanish and Portuguese grammar, but I don't know much about English grammar. You know, I know really simple stuff, but I've never like separated a moment to actually dig deep into English grammar. It never happened to me because I never had the time, and I was satisfied with my English. So I never actually had like a moment of only studying, you know, English grammar. And the thing here is that since babies don't know grammar, they use mostly context for formulating sentences. They use context. And I think that's something that we lose, you know, when we grow older. If you just like change your country, the country you live in, and it's like a whole different language that is spoken there, like it will be really difficult for an older human to learn a language by context. But with babies or with young kids, it'll be like a process of like 1 year, 2 years. Not that an adult wouldn't do that, you know, but I think it would be at least a bit harder for an adult to learn a language through context than to a kid or maybe a baby. Because, of course, like as an adult, like you don't have the time to be observing every single detail that comes to you. You don't have the free time to look at everything that surrounds you and be like, oh my god, that's water, so I know that is water. And you know, learning like step by step. So you don't say I eat water, you say I drink water, because it makes more sense than saying I eat water. You know, I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but since adults don't have as much free time as young kids or babies, or they don't have this like sponge mind, sponge brain, it's more difficult for them to learn a language through content. And it's really different to learn through context rather than just like learning a lot of grammar stuff, because I know that a lot of people like say, oh, you can learn a language in a month. You just have to learn morphology, and if you know how an adverb works, how an adjective works, how a substantive works, you're fine and you'll be able to learn a language. And I think that's the worst mistake you could ever do when learning a language, because language is not just like speaking. The language is not like random words you throw to people. Like, a language is a complex system that has been created. We don't know how much time ago, a lot of years, a lot of like thousands of years. And just simplifying a language to classificating words and basically just translating the sentences from your native language to the target language, it's just too basic. And I think you don't get to learn about a language. Well, you can learn, of course you can learn, but it's not, I don't think it's the best way. Maybe it may work for you, but I don't like that, because I think language is way more than just like random words that are not from your native language. Learning a language is more than translating. It's like understanding a context, a social, cultural context, and that's way more than just like random words that you can just like substitute. And that's it. The third thing about learning like babies is creating mindsets. I like to think about it like as creating like a new I need to translate this because I don't know how should I say this, because I know it in Spanish but I don't know how is it in English. How it is in English. Like when you start a new game, and it's all like from zero. For example, let's say Minecraft. I know a lot of people here know Minecraft game. It's like, every moment that you start a new game, it's like everything it's new to you. It doesn't matter how many achievements have you made inside the game. If you start a new game, it'll be all new to you. It will begin from the start. And I think that's really important when learning a language, is to create a new mindset, like a new game for that language. Because, as I said, learning a language is not only knowing how to translate words, but how to translate ideas. Like, not even translate, but communicating ideas with other words. It's like paraphrasing, but with languages. It's really hard because some languages may work the same way or may work in similar ways, but some languages don't have nothing in common. Maybe the vowels, but not even that. Because, for example, I haven't done an introduction of how many languages I know, or how many languages I've come across, how many languages I started learning. But well, let's do it now. I'm a native speaker of Portuguese, Spanish too. English is basically the language that I learned first by myself. I'm also learning Italian, and I know a little bit of Korean and Turkish. I've tried to learn Japanese, but I think that's too complicated for me now, and I don't have the time to actually assimilate all those hiragana, katakana, and all that. So yeah, that's it. The thing about this is that when I say like creating a mindset, it's like thinking how the language thinks. And I can explain this with plurals, because plurals like show this like in a beautiful way. For example, if you're trying to convert a word to its plural version, for example, in Portuguese, you have the word mulher. Mulher means woman. Mulher, so the plural is mulheres. In Spanish, it works in a very similar way. We just add the es at the end of the word, and that's plural, So you have the word mujer, and then you have the word mujeres. But then you come across Italian, and in Italian, they will say, no, you cannot add an s. Oh my god. You cannot add the letter s or es at the end of the word. You have to use e or e. So instead of saying like dona, you don't say donas. No, you say done. So donna becomes done. And that's really weird to me because I'm used to think that words in plural and with the structure es, but that's not how it works in Italian. So I just have to accept it. I just have to create a new mindset that makes me think about plural not being es, but just being e or I. Donna becomes donne, cane becomes cani, and that's it. That's really like something that you learn when you come across two different languages and two languages that are not from the same root that as your native language. And also you have Turkish. In Turkish they say after you don't have the es, you don't have the s, you don't have the e or the e, you have the lar. Kadın means woman. I'm just using this word because it's like a common word, and you can this can be portrayed with a simple word. You don't have kadınız, you don't have kadıns, you don't have kadını, you have kadınlar. The plural of kadın, woman, in Turkish is kadınlar. So woman means kadın, but then kadınlar means women, and that's like so mind-blowing to you when you understand that words and languages cannot be translated, and then you actually have to adapt yourself to another way of thinking rather than just like learning. It's a new way of thinking. It's like your brain works as a gymnast and it's trying to work with different gyms and with different machines, but it's the same brain. That's how I view this, and that's it. In Korean also the plural is different, and just by that you just get to know how languages work, because learning a language is way more than just like learning how to translate words. It's how to translate ideas, how to translate ways of communicating. It's not translating slangs, maybe saying the same thing with the same tone. And let's not talk about Mandarin or Cantonese or anything else like that, because I don't know, that's too much. They don't have conjugations. That's a whole different thing. And also Turkish is the most mind-blowing language that I've learned so far, because they don't have conjugation. They kind of like conjugate words that are not verbs, and that's like, why do you do that? But it's beautiful. I think Turkish is a beautiful language, although it's hard and difficult for me to understand some things. But yeah, and I think that's the idea that I wanted to share with this video. You should learn like a baby. Sometimes we want to like have the best language learning methods, and that we want to learn a language in a month or in 15 days, and that's not how language works. You don't see a baby knowing how to talk, how to speak a language in 15 days. How do you expect that you will learn in 15 days? Honestly, no, that's not how it works. And well, I'll end up this video here. That's all I wanted to say for now. If you have a comment, if you have an idea, just please leave it down in the comment section. And if you like the video, leave it thumbs up. This really helps my channel to grow, to be shared with, I don't know, some other people that may like this video. So I would really appreciate it, and really would be grateful that you leave a thumbs up if you like the video. And also if you share the video with a friend. Maybe you don't have friends, but let's say that you have friends and that you shared this video with them. I would really appreciate that too. That's it. I hope you have a great day tomorrow or today. I don't know. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video, I guess. I'm not really sure if the next video will be in English or in Spanish or in Portuguese. And I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe in Italian, if I know enough Italian to make a video about it. I don't know. But yeah, so I'll see you next time. Bye bye.